Chat, say hi to YouTube. Guys, we're back at it again. This time it's not a free-to-play to legend, since YouTube is sick of that. And they don't believe us when we say they're actually free-to-play. Yeah, guys, this time around, it's not a free-to-play to legend. We're straight up doing a crazy account, okay? This man, I'll give y'all some background info in just a second. But we got it's another legend account. But this is just a fun review. We're probably gonna have some interesting builds, some crazy, really strong builds. And he said he had some unique stuff built up just for this review, so let's check it out. His name is WashablePlatypi. We'll bring him on at the end as usual. Do a quick interview, AMA. He is a streamer, so I'll give you all the links as usual in the description below. But let's go ahead and start. Platy. Well, I'll just take his answer in the chat. Platy, how long have you been playing? I think it's day one, right? Day one player? Or at least maybe month one, month two? Very long time player, I'm assuming. YouTube blink twice if you're being held captive. Naomi. First DN banner. Okay, first DN banner. And then let's get to the juicy part, guys. Like I said, this is not a free-to-play account. Platy, just humor us. Rough estimate. How much have you think you spent since the first DN banner to today? Let's just tell them, man. Listen, if they're not going to be happy with us, they don't think that my people are actually free-to-play. Let's show them. Let's go the other end. 30,000 plus. And that's US dollars, correct? Okay. But why? Because my man can, dude. Because he can and he wants to. Now, guys, that might be an extreme. Remember, I always give the example. If you have a fun hobby, like I was spending a lot on Magic cards, Warhammer, whatever. Now, 30,000, you know, that might be on the extreme end. But if he's got the means, he's doing fine, dude. He's not out on the streets. He's chilling with us. It's on him. He was happy with it, so it is what it is. Let's see what that got him. This is why it's gonna be a fun review. All right, Platy, favorite units. I think I saw earlier. Let me pull up your log. I think you said you said Aether? Is that serious? Give me one more besides Aether, Platy. Aether and favorite unit. Could be one that's just recent. Maybe a newer one. Oh, he has actual answers. Briseria, Bologna, Greenbell. Yeah, I know he has a Greenbell shrimp. OP Sig, and then TM Luluca. Okay, makes sense, guys. These are very very classic waifus. They're all classy. What got you into the game? We'll ask these two at the end. Okay, so all you guys watching, if you haven't met Platy, he's a streamer, like I said. He has spent $30,000. Most of it went to summons, maybe not gear. He's saying it was all on summons and not gear. So let's see how many triple S imprints, things like that. And favorite units: Briseria, Bologna, OP Sig, TM Lulu. All right, Platy, just shout out anything I'm missing. Celestius, welcome on in. Let's give it a look. Yeah, we'll look when we get to Aether. We'll look at it. No, not classic. They're classy, Mag. They're classy. They're all classy ladies. Hey, and he's got 3 of them right here, dude. Flex. All right. Guys, I have no clue really what to expect. I've known Platy a long time, so I've seen his older builds, but I haven't seen any of his gear builds lately. He has made it. You made it to top 100 legend last season, right, Plat? RTA? So I expect the builds to be very good, but I do think he's going to have some maybe off-the-cuff, out-of-the-box kind of builds. Let's take a look. All right, number 1, TML. So it's his favorite unit, guys. Is it Friendship 10? It is. It is not Triple S, though, Platy. Holy crap. Wait. Plat, 30,000 US dollars and we don't even have a single imprint on our favorite waifu? Oh, no, dude. It's because she's newer. If this was a year ago, she'd be Triple S instantly. All right, let's get the stats. Plus 50 mola. 260 speed. All right. Guys, remember every time I'm like, this Luluca's very good, but we probably want 10 to 15, 20 more speed. This is pretty much what I'm talking about. Most people, you can't get this build immediately, right? But this is like the gold standard. Speed on point. It has a very high level Dignus Orb. And, you know, attack crit damage all there. So, very, very, very good Luluca, right? And unfortunately, guys, the problem is like a lot of units, let's say, for example, we're talking about, I don't know, what other unit kind of like, let's say A-Raws or Flurries. Some people are like, yeah, but I run mine on 270 speed. Those can get away with less, right? 250, 260. That's a little bit more speed tuning and what you expect to fight in the meta. Luluca's issue is if she does not go first, she's just dead, right? If she gets disrupted or doesn't go first, that's why you really, really want the speed, man. It's a good team up, but you're probably going to waste. You're going to want to spend $30,000 more dollars. All right, let me show the stats real quick because I bet people want to see. So this is, guys, this one is kind of a flex roast. Chat, if y'all see anything you want to roast, throw it out. But I'm expecting to see some unique builds. I want to see that. Maybe off the cuff stuff. And we'll ask him what he thinks about this season in particular. His style too, guys, if I had to guess, because I've seen Platy play a lot, he can do anything. He can cleave, he can speed contest, he plays the night game. A lot of time he's doing the 4 horsemen, all the knights. He pretty much just looks at what his opponent does, I think, and then counters. Here's the Kayron. Triple S Kayron. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Triple S Kayron. Yeah, I've seen him run Fliticas in our lobbies. Maybe not like other legends, but if he thinks he can beat you in speed, he will. All right. Wow. That's some of the highest attack I've ever seen on a Kayron, guys. Let's look at the stats. 4,500 attack. On immunity. Speed's still good enough. And he even hit the above 300. Right? A lot of times if you have a lot of attack, you're sacking some crit damage, which is okay. But he has everything, dude. This Kayron will hit so hard. I let that Kayron swipe me every day in the week. I don't think you have a choice, do ya? This guy wants to swipe or not, dude. You just gotta deal with it. And then he's using the S2 increased damage on the Apocalypse. Sorry, not S2, the middle S3. Speed set on everyone. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, some people are saying no counter. I still like this build though, guys, even though a lot of people are doing counter. This is amazing. All right, next up, Opsig. Not Friendship 10 plat for one of your favorite units. That's okay. She can't really be using PvE. That's a lot still for a non-PvE unit. Guys, can you farm with her? Okay, let's look at the gear. So stat-wise, we're looking at 230 speed. Still insane offensive subs. I can't really tell how good the stat line is though, guys, because I don't have one and I've never ran her. In terms of stat like distribution, is this nutty or pretty good, average? Who's got operator cigarettes, boys? YouTube, leave some comments too if you know. Because I compared to the Kayron and TML, right? The top model Luluca and Kayron, those are insane. It's kind of hard to tell when unit needs everything. Although, I mean, she doesn't need defense and health, but she needs enough speed while having good attack, crit damage, right? Looks like mine, just 60 speed faster. Good enough? He has like 400 more attack of the other optics. That's what I need to hear, Calvaric. 230 is kind of crazy, man. The ring is meh. Yeah. For a platy ring, Plat, this is weak for you. But I mean, the overall stat line is insane. Yeah, these boots though, dude. Quad subs. Nutty. Alright, Briseria rep. It is Friendship 10. Plus 15 Mola. No imprints. We're running Symbol of Unity. The new Guild War artifact. Very nice. Through the gear. So the Briseria guys, 3,600 attack. 1,100 defense, 10k health. 214 speed, 100 crit damage, 250 with a little bit of effectiveness on top. What do we think, guys? It's obviously gonna hurt. The speed is, you know, it's got some decent speed. And it even has some effectiveness for some debuffs. Now, Briserias are... it's another one where I don't have her, so I can't tell how good the stat line distribution is. But, Red's making a good point, right? It depends how you're running her. She can be run so many ways. She can be your first unit to go, which you don't see that often. But as a backup cleaver, backup control, Platy's saying I think this is where he wants her. This speed. She'll still do damage, she'll still land debuffs. She'll actually do a lot of damage, man. Secondary cleave, secondary strip. Looks very good. The thing with speed, guys, you can't always just say, I'm going to take Platy's word over it than most. Because 1, it's his unit. 2, he's been playing long enough. 3, he has $30,000 of testing worth. 4, he's hit legend multiple times. So, if he likes it at the speed, it means... If y'all are thinking, yeah, Bakar, usually I see Briseria at 230 plus or whatever. A lot of times it's just speed tuning, and maybe he's running his Briseria a little bit differently. So, there's some units that, you know, they can go a little bit different stat lines. Instead of like the standard, like Kayron, for example, right, guys? The speed Kayron. It's pretty much this build, but Platy has 500 attack more than most of us, but typically always around these stat lines. Same with TML. Briseria, I feel like, can be run a lot of different ways. Okay. Looks good though, right, guys? Did I show all the subs? Let's see what Platy. He's saying he wants her slower than my attack buffs. So it's intentional on her speed, he's saying. He wants her that slow. Like I said, speed tuning. Okay. Oh, Plat, real quick. They'll probably ask at the end, but I know a lot of people think Briseria is kind of mediocre at the moment. Thoughts on Briseria post-buff? She's your favorite unit, so I'm assuming you're using her more than just that. Like, you invested some very nice gear in her. Fantastic. So post-buff, even better. And then, second question, Platy. This might be better to ask in voice, but why do you think players are so... Let's say maybe, is it coming from maybe new players? Why do you think a lot of new players are having issues with either poor success or they just think she's bad? Do you think they're running her like trying to do too much damage, trying to go too fast, trying to do too many things at once, or trying to maybe bottleneck her into one build? Drafting issues? What do you think? Timber, what's going on, man? Kimchi, welcome back. Zypha, welcome on in. Strong unit. Okay. I was telling that to Kenny too, guys. I want to see all the Briseria users just kind of, you know, let people know that their pulls or their investment wasn't wasted. They don't have to feel depressed or bad that a unit they have is terrible. They might not be able to gear her or use her appropriately yet, but if a lot of Legend players are having amazing success with her and they think she's really good, there's some merit to it. And I don't think it's the case where, you know, she's only good once you have $30,000 worth of gear, for example, right? Because if we look at the gear line, maybe you can't hit all as much offensive subs while hitting the speed and stuff, but you can get close to this, at least to a usable level. Name of those follows, guys. All right. Yeah, and not a specific counter, not a specific main cleaver, not a specific main stripper. Can use her as like a... Plaid, do you use her like a secondary unit? Meaning never first pick and always kind of like a backup to another strip, another cleave, whatever you're using her for? Kind of an... maybe it's... When we say they're using her wrong... What? Let's bring you on and we'll talk more about that. I think let's focus the AMA at the end about Briseria. Alright, guys. Next up, Specter. It's a good Specter, man. I'll say, though, I think his other units are more impressive. Because this is very good still, guys. Actually, the health is really nice. The health and defense are... The health is really good. 1400 has become the new standard. The health is very good. But for Platy gear, I would have expected maybe a little bit more like crit damage. Still better than most tanky S10s I've ever seen. Better than mine. Yeah, the HP is really high. That's why this is looking kind of weak. The HP is like deceptively very high. But for a Platy build, I think it's just okay. It's standard. Look at that, guys. 40% defense boots. Hot damn. These are nice, man. Dude, these could go on anybody. It's crazy that you're using this on a S10. Well, FCC probably wants more health, but yeah. Alright. T.Cernia. 99 crit. Hey, guys, remember, this is a roast review as well. Platy. Crappy. I'm not trying not to swear too much. Crappy build, Plat. Nice 50-50 crit, dude. 30 basket, max imprints, 15 molded. Let's look at the actual stat line. It's really good. Very high speed. Not an immunity, but not really required for T.Cernia. And the attack, quicker damage, besides the 99, with the speed, it's all there. Health a little bit high. We can't blame him. He just has good subs. Like flat 600 health. Is she triple S? Yeah, she's triple S. Another triple DPS boots. Not a game for the follow, man. Thank you, his T-Cernia sucks. Ness. Yeah. It's crappy, Plat. Wait, is that the Ness, were you the one he was showing me a what was it, Plat? It was a F10. Is that the one? Is that Miss Platt? Nice to meet you, Ness. Alright, Cernia, Platy. Looks like world boss garbage. Remnant Violet. Alright. We got a free helmet. Where are my Violet users at? Health looks good. How's that bulk, boys? 185 speed on immunity. Attack there. Crit damage is good enough. 100 crit. For a lifesteal build, I don't have Raleigh, but I've seen so many. I feel like this is good. Right? I was asking about the bulk though, because the defense might look a little low compared to some other ones I've seen. But for immunity, yeah, Rock is saying for immunity, it looks really nice. Okay. Because he has 100 crystal. Prioritize HP over defense right now. A lot of builds are doing that. Yo, Platy and everyone else, guys, do you feel like Rylet is falling off a little bit? How often do you still draft him, Platy? I've heard some people use Rylet a little bit, especially this season, less and less. We're going to bring him out at the end, Eris. We're going to bring him out at the end. So save your AMAs, guys. You rarely draft him. Still a Guild War arena defense monster, right? But yeah, I think in RTA, a lot of people, with the way the meta is shifting, he's kind of less of like a top pick or an always pick, right? Okay. Next up, guys, we got Landy. No imprints. 15 guiding light. Look through the stats. Same thing with the Riley guys. He prioritizes health way more. A lot of times you'll see like 1200, 13k health with like 1200 defense. But it's got the speed, it's got the immunity, and with guiding light, I think this is really good. Only gripe, Plat, 15 guiding light. That's only a 52.5%. This is what I was telling you guys. Everyone watching, save enough powder to grab at least one, and then you're gonna want to pull for more of this if you plan to like be competitive a little bit. Guiding light is such a powerful artifact; it can make or break a game, right? If you get that stealth or not, that could be the deciding factor. So, yeah, I don't even have one. I gotta grab one still. Yeah, I like this Landy. I think it's good. All right. Next up, Vivian. No imprints. Wow, Plat. We've fallen, man. I would expect all these to be... Oh, wait. Platty, we got some 85 gear. Do we... Filling 59 speed? This is Banshee, right? Expedition, okay. Expedition. Wait, real fast. For your draft, just haven't had a need for her? Use other units for immunity up? I feel like most top-end players have a Vivian ready, though, no? Yours is not ready for RTA, though. Iseria, plus 15. Bloodstone. This looks like a Expedition 813. Nice Iseria, though. Can do some damage. Got a little bit of health and defense. Enough of Ignis. Yeah, Expedition, okay. He said he doesn't like Vivian. Sigret, Wyvern 13. Not much to talk about. Here we go, guys. Ravi. EE of choice is S3 for the stun chance. It is on speed build, not counter. No imprints, but plus 15, plus 30 Sigret Scythe. Let's get the gear. With 2000 attack, good bulk, good speed, 94 crit. It is immunity though, guys. A lot of players run their Ravis on crit chance, right? He would be on 100 crit. So keep that in mind. It's just a very solid Ravi, man. Not much to say about it. Very, very good. 7% wasted ER though. That could have went into crit chance. Yeah, just a very good Ravi. Bonus points for immunity too. Guys, 6% crit versus immunity. I think immunity is better if you're high level RTA. Look at those boots. Damn. Do you prefer counter or speed Ravi personally? If you're asking me, I think it's really what you have available. Which they're both good. If I had really good speed gear extra though, I'd probably try to do speed build. I think it's a little less RNG reliant. Because you can make up the missing stats, right? You get more stat efficient on speed. Counter though has better like fun potential, RNG, can take games, 1v4 potential, things like that. But I think for a safer play, speed is probably a little bit better. But like I said, if you have counter gear, they're both very close. I've seen very good counter Ravis as well. Alright. Ice Luluca. Platy, was this one of your favorites? No. TM Lula replaced Luluca. I remember Platy used to run this in RTA. Now she's a benched Wyvern unit. Feels bad. Kick to the curb. Ice Kayron. Wyvern also. One shot. Green Bell, boys. My favorite unit, says Platy, but not favored enough to fully awaken. Platy, 30,000 bucks, and you couldn't buy a damn growth pack for this lovely lady? Hello? Bruh. She obviously wasn't that much of a favorite, man. She's so bad. Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess maybe she's got random gear on. World boss. Alright, guys. Arbiter Vildred. So, if you haven't met Platy before, he used to have probably one of the best RBs on the server for a speed damage build. I think it was like 200k plus CP, 250 plus speed with like crazy stats. Now he shifted to a counter build, so let's check it out. So 3,400 attack, guys. Very, very high health and defense for Arbiter Vildred. That's very hard to get on him. He has such low defensive base stat lines. Speed good enough for counter, right? And then the crazy part is with that defense and health, the speed is the weakest part, of course. But for having 3,400 attack, 252 crit damage, and 100 crit, and being on immunity, that's very hard to get, dude. I like it. I really like this kind of RB. That's the best part too, guys. With this kind of gear, yeah, y'all are calling it out. Top model Luluca took the gear. If you put RB on this style of gear, not only does it, you know, either surprise people, although everyone knows about counter RBs nowadays, but it opens up your other units to run that speed glass cannon builds, because RB is one that can make use of like defensive stats really well on counter. James, I can answer that right after our review, man. Alright, Charles, looks like Banshee Charles, right? Expedition Charles. Saris! Plus 15 only must confil. 291 speed. 8 imprint. Let's get the stat line. So, 291, not on immunity. Which is really not a thing. Not really. For Platy even said himself, though, he's not the biggest speed contester, but 291 is still very good, man. And he still has, you know, decent effectiveness. I think just for Platy gear, let's see if he has other speed contesters, because this is just pretty standard. Pretty average. Some of y'all probably watching like, damn, this is average. My highest speed is 270 or something, 260. When you get higher up, yeah, this is kind of just standard. All right. Luna. Not fully awakened. Feels bad. SSB. We got a health set going on. Health, crit, immunity set. 120 base speed. Yeah, this is pretty much how I run mine. Almost exactly. Like I was saying, guys, earlier, if you missed it, SSB is one where you can go for, you want to go for 0 speed if you're doing a tanky build and not like a cleave SSB. So he has immunity. He has stat efficient sets. Just pretty standard. Runner and be happy, man. Now, there is a shift though, Platy. You know how you run your Violet and other units very high health, lower defense? A lot of players, who is it, Vinny, Sej, they really like 20k HP SSB with like 1200 defense for some reason. I don't think it matters too much. It's not worth re-gearing everything for. But keep in mind, guys, that's a shift. A lot of top players now favoring HP way more than defense. Maybe we can go into why later. Alright. LQC. What do we think, guys? We got a free weapon, boys. Yikes. Although this rolled 22 crit. I see why he's using it. Damn. He's missing some flat attack, but with 22 crit on immunity. Hey. Even $30,000, guys. Still use some free gear. New players, roll that free gear. Alright, here's the stats. Nice stats. It's close. It's a world boss only. Platy, she's fully awakened plus 11, dude. Just get her a little bit more, man. She's close. She's close. We can draft her, dude. All right. He says he doesn't use her though. She's world boss only right now. All right. A Tywin, one of the top tier units, plus 30 holy sack. I have very bad memories of fighting. Well, my last fight with Platy, I should have won it, and I was giving him shit for running this holy sack. This was way back when, guys. Now it's a gold standard. Way back then, though, I was like, yeah, that sucks. Run something else. And I lost just because of the holy sack. Literally, it came down to the last unit. And he destroyed me with that holy sack. I'm running holy sack too now. I'm a believer. Alright. Yeah, he might have been the one running it too, yeah? He might have been the pioneer for that. I remember back then. I didn't like it. Alright, let's get the stat line. So, guys, it's a bruiser. 89 crit. Very good. 242 crit damage. 80 effectiveness. 185 speed. And the health and defense still on point. Yeah. The 80 effectiveness while having these stats is very nice. Just an overall good A Tywin. Alright. Just a strong A Tywin, looks good. We got a Specimen Sez, boys. Plaid, do we actually use him? Post buff situation, not even fully awakened. This guy. There's a lot of players like this, man. What's his... Is Awakening trash? Okay, health percent. He's gonna want that later. But Platy has an issue, guys. He'll play for 12 hours a day, right? More sometimes. He'll spend tons of money. But he'll never farm catalysts. He will never just... That 6% HP or whatever is not worth it to him. For as long as I've known him. He's gotten a lot better, but I remember a lot of his units just... He doesn't care about that last awakening a lot of time, which is so weird to me. So work in progress. He's going to build him up soon. Maybe on the next review we can check it out. Alright, Lilias. 240 speed, bruiser build. 92 crit, 238 crit damage. Bulk is still very good for a bruiser build, right, guys? And the speed? Who's got a bruiser Lilias? This looks really nice, right? This looks really good, actually. Now this is, if y'all notice this, she is on self-imprint, so she's getting some help on the bulkiness there. Triple S Lilias. Is that I'm gonna see for the follow? Judy, welcome back. Demi, we'll talk about that right after. Anytime we talk about spending in this game, I gotta make a lot of disclaimers and make sure y'all know what you're getting into. Plaid Adamant is your artifact of choice? Never bad, right? I just feel like with how many other units now are getting like their built-in adamants, I think if you have like a high level Rise of the Monarch or some other stuff, it might be better. Holy Sack would be good too, is what you're saying? Okay. Another plus 30 Holy Sack. I mean, at plus 24, what is it, 90%? I think that's worth it, man. Alright, G-Purrg. Minipod, welcome back. Whoa. This is a RTA built G-Purrg, right? Not even Wyvern. This is not a Wyvern 13, because this will get shredded in Wyvern 13. This is a damage G Purrg, guys. I've been waiting to see stuff like this. 205 speed. Very high crit damage. So if you ignore this man, which a lot of people want to do, right? His S3 is going to hit like a truck. His S1s will hit like trucks. And it's on Draco Plate, so it has some... Yeah, this is another reason for the adamant, but whatever. Yeah, this is going to hit super hard, and he has some built-in survivability with the Draco Plate. Plat, is this where you like the... The only issue I have is the health and defense. Maybe the Draco Plate makes it worth it, but do you still use him as like anti-cleave? He's too squishy for anti-cleave, right? This is more of a general purpose. Draft him when they have any AoE, not necessarily like full cleave. 20k at triple S. Oh, he's not even triple S? Where's your green Purrgises? They're just standing by or what? How the heck is he not triple S yet, man? Anyways, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I like these kind of builds. This is cool. You do use him for his political cleave and he's still tanky enough? He fodders transmits them. Guys, look at his Skystone and gold situation too. At least he's efficient with his energy. Right before this review, he used up all his energy, man. That's what I need to do. But we're on poverty levels of resources, man. All right, next up, Momo. Do we still use her in this season? ER a little bit low, and by a little bit I mean like pretty low. World boss Momo, okay. Cdom. Immunity. We have Underforged gear, so I'm assuming there's like backup cleave if you really need to, maybe arena cleave, but still like for still nice stats for the immunity. Yeah, I saw the effectiveness here, dude. 96 effectiveness Momo for the sleeps. Yo, arena offense Momo, dude. Or actually even defense maybe. Alright, A Ravi. 30 Crimson Seed. We got Unity build. Unity build A Ravi, guys. Which I really like the idea of. Now, this is a 0 speed A Ravi. Plat, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we use her in RTA with 120 speed, right? Maybe Guild War defense or something? Good night, Naomi. He farmed Byron before this, so you didn't flame him for having 12k gold. That would have looked better, though, Ness. You should have told him to just leave it at 12k. Alright. Bike in looks like World Boss or Banshee. Fighter Maya Plat. Do we use her? Let's see. The stat line looks very good. We definitely use her somewhere. 2500 defense is one of the highest I've ever seen while still having good health. Not on counter, but that's okay. A lot of people don't run counter. 95 crit. 291 crit damage, very high. This is a very, very strong fighter Maya, guys. This is a very, very strong fighter Maya. The defense and health are some of the highest I've seen together, while still having good crit damage. The crit chance is the weakest part because a lot of people run 145 speed. Which apparently works out because of Elbrus. And then I guess if you bring any dual attackers. Why not Timeless Anger on her? She needs Elbrus, guys, especially on a 0 speed build. Or not 0 speed, but low speed build. You need Elbrus. Well, I mean, Plat, you don't need 100 crit chance on, like, anyone, technically, no? It's nice to have, though. You one-shot MLK with her? This one will definitely one-shot MLKs too, I think. This is, I think, so far, one of the, if not the best for this kind of style. Stat-wise, is the best fighter Maya I've seen. Alright, Alencia up next. Durandal. Do we draft her in Season 2? Was this Season 3? RTA. Alencia falling off. She has 300 forged gear. I'm assuming, yeah, she's benched. Feels bad, guys. Imagine. There's a unit that came out in the beginning. Top tier. First pick potential, right? Very, very strong. Everybody was saying how good she is. Ban potential. First pick ban. And then they don't rerun a banner for her. When they finally run her banner, he's fallen off to the point where all top players are benching her now. I think, though, guys, her kit is so nice, especially as a new player, that you should still invest in her. She can swing back easily into the meta, just if things shift. And the fact that she's a bruiser that has defense up, full strip, she's an insane toolkit style unit. So I think if you're newer and you're lacking other styles of units, she's still a good pick. It's just when you get to the highest levels of play, these players like Platy, they find better units for her role. Still think she's very good though, right? Fire Ravi is saying is also a reason she kind of got pushed out. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, Holiday Yufine on the Snow Crystal Platy. Do we actually use this versus Basars? We're so fast though. Tell us about this build. We're 250 plus the Snow Crystal. We're gonna be mega fast second turn. Right after whatever speed unit goes first. Explaining call. Okay, guys. We're gonna talk about the H Yufine. Save any questions specifically also for Plat. And then at the end of the voice call, we'll talk about this. But I'm interested to see this one. Stat line. Still got decent attack. No crit damage. But very high speed. Good bulk. Very good bulk for the speed. And still got some attack. Yeah, attack neck. Look at that. So Heinzie, I'll tell you about it in just a sec. He's going to fully go over why he's running it this way. Because Yufine can be run in a million ways. A lot of times people go for slower builds. Since a lot of people want slow on their Basars. To try and trick Yufines. Some people do like damage Yufines. Things like that. But still the main use is like countering Basar. So what this does, guys, is anytime the caster suffers a non-critical hit, which is 100% of the time if you're fighting a green unit, right? Since she has 50% base dodge at full health, if they're going first, you're still at full health, and they're a green earth element unit, they will always boost you up because they're going to miss 100%. Other units, it'll be a 50-50 chance to get a CR boost. Yeah, 50-50 on F10 Series 2. Very good. Alright, Basar. 263 speed. Very, very tanky, dude. Yo, I like this Basar as just an always Basar. Meaning you're not speed contesting, you're just throwing him in as a threat that won't die. Still got good effectiveness, especially with the frenzy changes. 30 crown? Yeah, this is a very good Basar. I would like to have a Basar like this where I never have to touch his gear. And he's just a threat throughout the entire match, right? This is scary. If you leave this Basar uncontested or without answers, he'll take over the match. He's not going to first turn contest anything, right? But the way Platy, I assume, drafts him, he's super scary. Dizzy. Counter. Not the attack build Dizzy. High effectiveness, very high effectiveness for the bolt. Okay. Pretty standard counter Dizzy, right, guys? If he needs it, it's ready. Pretty good. It is triple S. Holy crap. And she's giving the team attack imprint. Wow. Wow. Thank you for those follows, guys. Next up, A-Roz. 226 speed. Plat. This Roz is suffering a little bit compared to your other units, right? Where'd the stats go? I guess the defense is very, very high. How often do you draft him? Like, we have a 17 speed weapon, but we're only on 226 speed. So I'm assuming, yeah, you don't use him at all, right? Because this stat line is not... For a lot of people watching, this might still be very good. And if you're watching your Roz like this, hey, still use him and you could probably put in a lot of work. But for a Platy level unit, seems undergeared. But someone's asking what this is? Oh yeah, Rise of the Monarch. This one scales really well with speed, which if I would assume a player of Platy's level to be like 250, 260 speed with similar stats. Yeah. Primo gear. But if you're watching, guys, and your stat line looks something like this in the beginning, it's still very good. All the way up to like champion, okay? And everything else. This is still a good stat line if you're not top level. Keep that in mind. Roz doesn't... Later on, you will want the higher speed. But this is still super good. Alright. F10. Plat, Ness is better. For Ness being, what was it? 2 months? You have 2 years worth of gear, $30,000? Yeah, garbage, man. Alright, let's see it actually. So Platy is running the Fairy Tale artifact. When most players are opting for a Seer Ren or Abyssal Crown. So if you look at his stat line though, right? Still not really getting too much offensive. How much attack does he have? Okay, not really going for attack substats either. 1 month, yeah, 1 month Ness. Plat, do you want to save that for the end too? We don't want to do too many at the end, call, because I wanna get some good AMAs too. But just tell us real fast why the fairy tale for a nightmare? Is it your style? Do you think it's just best in general? Just more damage is just best for her? In exchange for Abyssal or Sierra Wren? Low HP. It's very fast though, man. It's very fast for immunity, guys. And Hannah's putting a big cap because the health and defense are actually still... That's still some good defense and health for immunity, 282 speed. This is way better than his Cerise. Yeah. Super nice. I like this F10 a lot. Genius +3. Let's look at... Someone wants to see the Molas. He has just a few in here randomly for damage. Just randomly for damage. It's like 2 molas worth. And I guess with the artifact on the shuffles, he's probably doing some pretty decent damage. So Platy says 0 stat requirement drink, but Tyrion might be better. Okay, so it's not, he doesn't think it's best of slot or anything, guys, but he's enjoying it. So if you do have one ready, try it out. You might like it. I think it's preference. Tyrion or Crown, I think, are the more popular picks from what I've seen. All right, FCC. Ooh, wait, Plat. What happened? Did we change this build up? Where's our music? Come on, YouTube. I mean, it's still very, guys, this is an insane FCC for the health and defense. But for Platy, I would expect this to be this stat line with like 85 crit. Or at least like 100 effectiveness, right? Still insane. Look at, oh my god, 51% health? Helmet. With even speed and defense subs, dude. That thing is disgusting. Procs are way less than SB procs drink though, says Amp. Yeah. Plus you might die way earlier, right, too? %51%. Guys, do y'all have an item, just in general, do you have an item that's hit over 50% in a sub? Because I don't. I think my highest is 47% effectiveness weapon. I've never hit plus 50. You have one, Rock? YouTube, let me know if you guys have one. You have to, what, pentaroll? And it has to hit decent, like average the high, no? And probably on red gear too. 50 is insane, man. 50 is insane. 25 speed gear might be better. No, not main stats, guys. This is a main stat on an item though, right? This is a main stat on a subset, dude. That's crazy. Alright, well he said you don't really need high effectiveness anymore. I was just making a comment like, I guess he could probably hit it if he wanted it, but still a very, very nice FCC if we're just using her for like anti-cleave just to protect units. That health and defense are going to be insane. All right, Falconer Clury. For Platy, I probably would have expected a little bit more. How often do we draft her, Plat? Still good enough if we had to use her, right? F10 stole her gear. Do you have a 27, Hannah? Jesus. Fine, I can answer after. FCC's tail does not fit. Hey, don't make fun of the waifu queen. Free to play JFA, true boys. Garbage. Alright, I mean, it's gear stolen. It's on immunity. But for Platy, it's trash. Alright, ML Crow. Portrait is the artifact of choice. 234 speed, very good. 25k health, very good. 1500 defense, very good. Yeah, just a really nice, just a very, very nice crow. Not much else to say about it. The one thing I'll say, since this is a roast review, Platy, aren't the whales, the legend whales, going for the 85 crit chance to snipe out those Arby's? Come on, man. Where's that 30,000 US dollars? We can eke out 55% more crit chance. Actually, I don't think so. Hala, they didn't show their LR crow. I should have asked. You could try a little harder, right, guys? Come on, Plat. Hustle a little harder, dude. Very good, though. This is insane LR crow. I think it's mine, just better. Slightly better. Better, though. Why Portrait? We can talk about that real fast. Maybe that'll help some people watching. Portrait is just more damage. It's just preference. You can run, since he's a knight, he has access to all the good knight artifacts. You can run Monarch. You can run Adamant Shield. You could even run Holy Sack. You could even run Aureus if you wanted. But this is just, let's say he drafts more tanky. He's going to want the extra damage from Portrait, right? So a lot of times, guys, it's preference. What you have leveled, what you have max limit broken, and then what kind of complements your style and your team the best. So you could really, this could be anything really, and it almost wouldn't matter. Adamant Shield here, Sack, Holy Rise of Monarch, maybe a lower level Aureus, whatever, dude. Just probably not like Elbrus or anything, obviously. We looked at Ravi earlier. Blaze, if you want to just go back in the VOD or wait for the YouTube. Candlestick too, right, guys? I've seen people run Candlestick. If you expect, that's more for like arena or PvE, I think. But if you expect a long fight, Candlestick can put in some work. All right, Blue Crow. Plat, how often do we draft him? Once again, this is a very good Blue Crow in the new meta, right? We drop all the ER in favor of health and defense. But I think for Platy, I feel like if this was a main unit, he would have way better health or something. Only sometimes? Okay. Like it has a free neck, right? But for a backup unit, it's still very strong. So just heads up. Before, a lot of people ran like 150 plus ER on their crows. Nowadays, people drop it because of the frenzy changes anyways. Just have enough to stop like low effectiveness provokes. And then as much bulk as you can with speed immunity. Yeah, it can be sick, but like, you know, if a free piece of gear is showing on an account like this, they're probably not a main unit. Who uses Crown PvE? Who said they did? DN, 232 speed, 173 ER. Plaid, we still use DN in season 3? She's one of the Soul Reavers that still sees play now. How often do we draft her? What is this neck? What is this from, guys? Do I have this? Is this the auto tower? Ooh, wow. Alright, guys, show of hands. Who rolled their auto tower last time for the speed set and got absolute garbage? Because that's why I didn't know what this was. Because mine was complete trash rolls. This actually worked out really well. Health on health. The rolls weren't the best, right? But for auto tower piece of gear, not bad. Yeah, a lot of y'all trash gear. Happens, boys. Yeah. Yeah, I did see it, Judy. Alright. Happens. Ruel. Relic of the Past Ruel. I almost never see her drafted anymore, but he still has gear on her, and she is very good. ER a little bit low for season 2, but for this season, I don't think you care, and I don't even know if he's using it in RTA. And if so, he probably doesn't care about the ER, but the health and defense speed, all on point. Yeah, it's a Ruel. And Epic 7 with a follow. Is that the official channel? Yo, who's on there? Is that Desperado or guys? Everybody behave. Best behavior. Welcome on in, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're doing a review right now for WashablePlatypi. We're also going to be putting this up on YouTube, and we're talking about builds. stat lines, unique stuff like that. Thank you for joining us. All right, ML Haste. Idol's Cheer. That's a popular choice now for Haste. Still one of the top dogs, but I feel like not as oppressive as it used to be because there's other options now. But in terms of haste, guys, this is insane. Look at that health. If you haven't built a haste, getting that much health on this speed and on immunity, things like that, this is a very, very strong one. Guys, whatever rank you are, your opinion is not valid, and I truthfully mean that, okay?
Gaming Layman has gifted a sub to Epic 7.
Epic 7, that's a troll. Please don't take away my partnership. I value all their opinions, dude. That's a... Ignore that alert. Alright, back to the review, guys. This haste is insane. Everybody, look at this haste, man. Look how good this is. Yeah, I guess it could be 220 speed. Platy, try a little hard. It could be 220 speed. But really, real talk, guys, the defense and health, this thing is going to one-shot, like, any Arby's it wants, man. Thank you, Gaming Layman. Alright, next up, Singelica. Free gear Plaid, do we actually use her? 85 boots, I'm assuming no with a water soaker. Yeah, we probably don't use her. Not right now, at least. Rowana. Plaid, they're just capping you, dude. They're just capping you. Rowana. Free gear. No immunity. No ER. But got some decent Mola. So if he wants to counter pick with it. And a 30 Stella. Oh, I'm so jealous of that. 30 Stella. Is it new on there? Whoever it is. Thanks for joining us. Mashi was chilling earlier. S Rose with the Midnight Bloom, which is an artifact we all need access to again soon. Please, Smilegate. Thank you. Banshee, right? Something. Damn it. Guys, I'm gonna hold an official contest of the crappiest Tama that you still use in Abyss, Expeditions, anything, and that's gonna come soon. But this Tama Platy is actually really good for PvE, whatever. You have really good defense and health, and enough effectiveness. The funny thing is, this is what I tell all my new players: Tama can actually work on gray and green gear, and it's not like you have not just for a meme. Just she does her job always. She somehow doesn't die. And so it's funny seeing godlike players have Tamas on like just the worst gear you've ever imagined, and they still do like 1 mil plus in expeditions, still clearing hell rate, things like that. So I like to see like how garbage Tamas can be while still being used a lot, right? Everything else from here, Platy, is ungeared. Okay, wrapping it up. All right, Plat, overall, godlike gear, some unique builds. Yeah, just impressive stuff, man. There's a few things we need to ask him, though, right? Mainly the Briseria. I want him to talk about Briseria, because a lot of players right now, she's getting like 1.0 ratings. A lot of players are very unhappy, even post-buff. Let's see if Platy can shed some light on maybe why players aren't having as much success as he is. And hopefully I can keep him to maybe aim it towards newer players. Because if it's just gear, that's something they got to wait on. But maybe there's something else to it. And then the second one was Yufine, right, Plat? The second one is his Yufine build, which is very high speed on a snow crystal. So let's see where he's using her there. All right. I'm going to join up in a voice chat. And guys, remember, Platy, all his info I'll put in the description below on the video. But let's go talk with him real quick. Platy, jump in anywhere. I'll bring you in. Jedazad, behave. No, not his login info.
I was in, but Red moved me.
Freaking Red. Platy, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, brother?
So, I heard we got some inside info that you did a hunt event right before some hunts because you didn't want us to see your 12,000 gold, 400 sky stones, and 16 energy. That's why he used up this
rough.
Energy.
It's a rough life, man.
All right.
For hump buff.
Yeah, Plat, so before we go into specific units, let's go over some stuff real fast. So, been playing since first DN banner. $30,000 or a car spent. Lately, though, right, we are going more...
Yeah,
we're not spending
money
as much
that I've spent as of late, like in the past few months, was someone, when I was streaming, gifted me enough to get one of the gear packs. But other than that, I just have monthlies right now.
Just monthlies, okay. And how long would you say this shifted from the crazy spending to now, like, pretty much free to play almost?
Probably when I quit my job and I moved back home.
Which was like, what would you say, like half a year ago? 3 months ago?
7, 8 months ago.
Oh, so you've been on the free-to-play life for a while now.
It's not like 100% free to play. Like I used my Stimmy check. To
Yeah.
get some loot packs, but,
Stimmy check. Sure, but yeah, it's not 30,000 from the first year, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, that's why if you notice the OG units, triple S, like plus 30 artifacts, and then you start looking at the newer ones, Tomoka, no imprints, right? It definitely adds up. So, Plat, 2 questions real fast. Chat wanted me to ask you these.
Alrighty.
What got you into the game?
So funnily enough, I had a ton of ads on like Instagram and Facebook, like play this game, and I'm like, this is so annoying. Get off of my feed. So I downloaded the game to like get rid of it, and then I'm like, I started playing it. I'm like, wait, this is actually like kind of fun.
Wait, so ads actually worked, Platy?
It was more of like, I don't want to see you anymore. It's like, I see all the like.
I gotta wash my hands after this.
For instance, like there's this ad that keeps popping up when I watch like do the E7 ads, and it's for like this game called Dynasty Scrolls or something like that.
Yeah.
And I want it to go away. So like, if I download it, will it go away? I don't know.
No, I've done that too. What were you actually playing before that though? When you were
I was a
watching
Summoners War player.
Summoners War, okay. Plaid, also this is probably the worst origin story I've heard of. Usually people have cool like, oh man, my friends got me into it, or the graphics were insane. Platy's like, yeah, they forced so many ads on me, I just downloaded it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, and then I guess what keeps you playing, Platt? So you've been playing 2 years. What do you think?
A lot of things actually. I think.
Yeah, just name a few for us.
One, like the community, right? The community for
That's
this
a big
game is awesome. Like, just streaming this game, hanging out in different streams. Like, I think everyone can probably just say like, E7 Twitch chat is like one big like Twitch chat, right? Like we just kind of float around from stream to stream, and we all know each other, and we all hang out with each other. Like we're all on all these different Discords, so it's like super awesome just to like be able to not only like interact, but like just communicate and just have fun. Like we don't even have to play Epic 7, right? Like you could be playing like Apex, or you could be playing like I know a lot of people are on the Genshin hype. Like there's just so many different things that like we can play together while still like having E7 as our like what's the word, like focal point of like how we like all met, right? But like,
yeah, that's a really good point.
The community is one of the big reasons. I think the second reason is I like the competitive drive still. Like when I play a game, I want to be competitive in it, and for E7, one of the reasons why I like started to play more E7 is I realized in like Summoners War, it was really hard to catch up to the people who were spending millions and millions of dollars for high level RTA.
Wait, did you say millions? And that's confirmed?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. Some of the top end RTA players in Summoners War have dropped over $1 million, like million plus. Like
jeez,
it's crazy.
And right? You would say in Summoners War 2, Plat, like there was more pay to win options, right? Because E7, it's like you can spend, but what you get out of it, it's not really like too crazy. It's like imprints, maybe equipment packs, and then of course more farming. But I heard in like Summoners War you can reroll like gear and subs and things like that.
Yeah, like the what is it called, the reap stones. That was a big reason. Like you could whale on those. Like the rates are significantly worse.
Oh, true.
Like,
I've heard that.
ML rates are significantly worse. So it was really hard to catch up to like the players who had like a much bigger wallet than like what I would be willing to spend on Summoners War. And I did spend money on Summoners War as well, but like when I started playing E7, it's like, well, I can spend money in this game and feel like I'm still competitive, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to label this with lower spending requirements. We'll write that compared to other hyper
the hyper whales in
games.
Summoners War, it's too crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So Plat, I guess after these, good intro. Let's go ahead and go into the unit. So first one we were talking about was who was it? It wasn't Yufine. Who was the other one we were talking about? Briseria, yes. All right. So Plat, just give us your thoughts, maybe. Yeah, just your overall thoughts on Briseria in season 3 post buff.
All right, Epic 7, I know you're here. Briseria 1.1 unit, please buffer again.
Wait.
Now that we got that out of the way.
That's all I brought you up.
Now that we got that out of the way, I think she is a fantastic unit. not deserving of the rating that she currently has. She is there as a Rylot counter, right? Like you can draft her into Rylot and even Kayron, right? I think Kayron fell off quite a bit because of Briseria. But more importantly, she serves as another AoE 100% strip with unbuffable and attack down. So having that in your arsenal on top of like a Specter Tenebria or a Basar, like makes it harder to draft like these buff comps with like DN, like even like ML Haste, right? Like if you have Basar Briseria, you're gonna land the unbuffable, and it's going to like make it harder for them to draft ML Haste into your RB. The fact that she has immortality makes it so she doesn't just get one shot, and it also means you don't need to run Guiding Light. Guiding Light is nice, but for the people who only have like one, right? Like I only have one Guiding Light, or they want to use Guiding Light on like Landy or maybe like a Flitica if they're not that fast, but they still want to use Flitica as a speed contest. It's nice, right? Because now you can look into running like the Guild War artifact or Oath Key to up your chance at hitting like the Rylot. Obviously, it's not 100 and it feels bad, right? Like it feels bad when you still miss on the Rylot. But like you can use her in more ways than just countering Rylot. And I think
Platy, the actual immortality buff that they gave her just recently, you're saying it has some like actual real application. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so it means that like specifically against Cleave, actually, you can if they want to take like a no strip Cleave, like with Alots and stuff. Like if I don't have Politis yet, but you could take Politis. You can also take like Briar Witch and Kayron in the same rotation, right? And both of those, Briar Witch counters the Kayron for cleavers, right? Because most of them will have a Briar Witch built to counter the Kayron. But if you take both, you have two immortality units that they won't be able to kill. Briseria will, for me, be able to strip down the strip down any buffs. More importantly, proc Elia's knife on my Kayron, and then Kayron just swipes and cleans up.
Okay, yeah, so it was a good change. So Plat, do you have advice for players maybe not having success with her? Let's try to put it a little nicer than they're using her wrong, right? Maybe
don't tunnel vision on the fact that her initial design was like showcased to counter Rylot. If you tunnel vision on that aspect of her, she's not going to be great, right? Because she's not 100% consistent. It's kind of like the argument with Archdemon Mercedes is her seal is not 100%, so she's not.
I love that
consistent.
comparison. Yeah, I love that comparison.
But she's still a really good unit, right? Like people are using her in RTA. Like people are using her at a very high level. She is a great unit still, but people are like tunneling so hard on the fact that it's not consistent. And I think in this game, specifically with like irresistible soul burns and stuff like that, we're so accustomed to having like these 100% consistent units, and you can't have everything, right? You can't have everything. So focus on what she does like bring to your team compositions. Don't focus on the fact that she has a chance to miss the Rylot, because you can use Briseria outside of just a Rylot counter. I use Briseria outside of just a Rylot counter all the time because her debuffs are huge. Like attack down and buffable is really, really
definitely
nice.
And so Plat, when you say focus on team comps, are we saying like we bring her in tandem with our, like you gave the example of like Basar plus Briseria earlier, right? So you guaranteed land a unbuffable. We use her like how much tools she has in her kit, and then we use that to fix up our draft, right? Is that kind of the gist of it?
Yeah, she just adds more consistency to your drafts, right? Because like the more like outs you have, because right now RTA is a lot of counter picks. Like, how do I counter pick what my opponent is drafting?
Yeah.
The more counter picks you have available, the harder it is for your opponent to respond, and it makes it really hard for them to be like, oh, I can just ban out the Basar, right? I don't have to worry about it. Like, I just banned the Basar, I'm fine.
Exactly. Then you have the backup Briseria.
Then you draft Briseria, and they're like, oh shoot, like not only do I have a Kayron, right? Like I drafted Kayron into the Basar, but now like if he bans my Kayron and I ban the Briseria, like I'm letting Basar through, and I just lose because I let Basar through.
Sure.
Or if you ban the Basar, Briseria through, Kayron's completely useless, and I still get the unbuffable effect, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Another big thing, she's element neutral, right? So she will have that chance. She doesn't have like the 50% chance to miss on the green units as Basar does, or like the 50% chance to miss on green units for like Fairytale Tenebria, right?
Exactly, yeah. So if we were using as our soul unbuffable, soul strip unit, soul cleaver, I can see why some players might be, saying, she's inconsistent, she's not the best at that role. But if you guys get to the point where you can run her like Platy does and use her as like the supplement, the fix unit, where you have addition, because she has so much in her toolkit. Like with the immortality now, he was even giving other examples of how you can run her. She's kind of just a nice pick that takes care of a lot of other answers for RTA drafting. So guys, maybe I am a furry lover. Epic 7, please ignore that alert too.
Mason _ though just resubbed for 2 months.
Yo,
Hi chat, fuck Platy, love you, car.
Just kidding, I love you, Mason.
Oh, okay. We're gonna edit that out. Sorry, guys. All right, Platy, I love this talk, man, and I think your example of the similar to Archie Mercedes was perfect and on point. So, newer players, right now, guys, you may still not think she's the best. Just know that your investment or your unlucky pull was not wasted, and if you want to push RTA or PvP later, most of the top end players are saying she's amazing post buff. So at least try to be open minded. Maybe, Platy, would you say, like, right now, they may not be able to run her the best?
Whatever rank you are, your opinion is not valid.
Sorry,
yeah,
I
truthfully mean that, okay?
I don't think that...
Gaming Layman has gifted a sub to Lemon Box.
I say this for every new player that stops by when I'm streaming, right? Or, like, even with Ness, right? It's like, she is a PvP unit. And a lot of the times, like, you won't be able to use her in PvE content. Her defense break is 1 turn. Unbuffable is... like most bosses like are immune to the unbuffable anyways.
Yeah.
Guys, whatever rank
attack
you
down
are,
is
your opinion is
okay,
not
but
valid.
like,
I
if you're
mean that, okay?
trying to
Gaming
prioritize
Layman
these
has gifted
PvP
a sub
units
to
and use
Poncho
them at a lower
Pyromaniac.
level, it's just gonna make you really frustrated. And to like save the frustration and like all the anger at the game, you can like just focus on getting the gear to make her ready for PvP. And then once you get to that point, then you'll be like, oh wait, like this unit's actually really good.
Guys,
like,
whatever
I just
rank
have
you are,
to
your opinion is not valid.
get to the point where like I
truthfully
can
mean
use her
that,
properly
okay?
and
Gaming Layman has
understand like
gifted a sub to
the
Epic
way
Mash
and
U.
like, draft styles that she fits best in.
Platy, I focused so hard there because you were dropping some gems. Focus on getting the gear to get it ready. It's not what every player wants to hear in the beginning, but there's a lot of units like this, guys, so just try to keep an open mind. Platy gave some very good advice how to build her, or things to focus on using her later. And just know that the top players, even the ones that have spent $30,000 US, think she's amazing. So hopefully that can...
your opinion is not valid.
So the money that I spent on this game,
Gaming
I would
Layman
say
has gifted a
over
sub
half
to
of
Judy
it
Judes.
was early on before I was farming like Wyvern 13, Wyvern 11. Like
For sure.
I quad
we talked
paid
about that.
Triple S Dizzy. Like I spent 1,700 plus bookmarks on Luluca. I quad paid.
So we would say that this 30,000 US was probably not used like
it was not
for the
used
best
smartly.
gains, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just spending money to spend money. When like if I took that money and I went back in time and I spent it like smartly on farming and like not triple S-ing units that don't super matter. Yeah, it was for the waifus, honestly, but like if you spend that money correctly, this account would look a lot differently.
Sure, yeah. It's more flat on, to be honest. I just like, it's just impressive regardless of whether or not we use it wisely or not. And the fact that you're now, moving more towards spending less. It is nice to see what you did with it beforehand, and it's still, some of it still definitely shows with your gear quality, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about the season so far? Are you enjoying it?
I think this RTA season is the most fun I've had playing RTA.
You think the faster pace, the effectiveness changes? I don't
like the effectiveness changes, but I do like the faster pace.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm enjoying it too, even though it hurts my playstyle.
The faster pace is really nice because you either lose really fast or you win really... No, but like there's a lot more uniqueness when it comes to drafts, right? Like last season, you would have never seen Yufine G-Purrg Landy. Yeah,
I'm just showing Dream Cream this real quick. Platy himself said, like, guys, a 30 is just kind of like a meme for YouTube. And he said himself, like, a lot of it was wasted on, like, he got unlucky with pulls, so it wasn't all for like insane gear or best units. Just heads up. Sorry. Go ahead, Plat. What were you saying?
So, what were we talking about?
I don't even remember. I was defending
we were
you
talking
right now.
we were talking about the season, right? So, I think the season is super cool because there's like so many unique draft styles that people like. You see a lot more legend players and a lot more people streaming specifically, but like a lot of like more like RTA oriented stuff because I feel like a lot more players are more comfortable this season because the draft style is so unique that if you don't have like those tanks, right? If you can't draft knights, you don't have the knights, but you can draft really good bruisers with like some speed DPS. You can you have the speed, right? Because last season Cleavers struggled, right? Like Cleave was really bad last season, and right now with like politics and stuff, it's still not like that much. It's like we
see a lot of different styles now. Like
I think there's a handful of Cleavers. I would say like what's it called? What's his name? Light cleaves really well. He is like a dedicated cleaver. If you have ever watched his stream, Light E7, fantastic. You learn a lot actually. He has so many units built for cleave. It's really actually like interesting, right? Like it's interesting to see how he's working around like politics and stuff and these changes. And I think like with this season, you're seeing still people like using these interesting cleaves. You're seeing people use like let's say like the Landys, the Purrgis. You're seeing more bruisers. I've seen a lot of Rays. I mean, you see Archdemon Mercedes. You see so many like really cool units now that
can work. Sure.
Yeah, that work, right?
I like it. No, that's a good example. Yep. But first question: when are we getting ML Yufine? Guys, do we have any real questions?
ML Yufine? I don't know.
I feel like they're all questioning Platy's integrity or they're troll questions, guys.
I saw one. When do I draft OP Sigret? So
there you go.
You can draft OP Sigret in a couple of drafts. Sometimes I like drafting. I like drafting OP Sigret versus ML Crow specifically. I like being able to set up with an AoE before. So let's say like a F10 or like a Cerise, right? You can set up and then just kill off something and then give your team attack up. Or you just draft her for the attack up, right? Ideally you want Guiding Light on her. Right? Like I think
you only have one, right, Plat? At plus 15.
I only have one. I need Cerise Banner.
Platty.
Yo,
start saving up those Pokemon.
Yeah, Mashu, let me know when Cerise Banners are coming back. Like, slide in my DMs. I need to know.
Yeah, Mashu, this guy's in trouble if you guys release that Cerise Banner anytime soon.
Like, I still need to pull Politis.
Dude.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, Mashu, just flip the switch, dude. Just turn it back.
Flip the switch.
Yeah,
put in a ticket.
He's good. Plat, someone else had a good question. What changes do you want to see most in E7?
I feel like I talk about this a lot, right? On my stream.
Yeah, give us a little.
I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. There's two things. First off, I'd like to see some meaningful changes to Guild Wars. I'd like to see more like team-based like strategy. And I'd like more people to be like, I want to do Guild Wars outside of just getting your mystics and your like commander armbands. Like Guild Wars to me is like really fun. Like everyone knows, like Veritas Season 2, super sweaty, try hard.
Sure.
Like all we did was switch gear, like try to win in Guild Wars. But like like now it's just a chore, right? You just log on, do your Guild Wars, whatever, right? It just feels bad.
Yeah.
It's just another thing to add to the list, right?
No, for sure. And on the podcast and stuff, like Jatai, I was adding. We were all pushing for it. I think they're gonna. Hopefully, it's on the radar. Yeah, but I agree, man. It's one of the used to be one of the best, like you said in season 2, even season 1. One of the best features.
Season 2 Guild Wars was
so fun. And now that RTA has become like the mainstay, it's definitely taken a back seat. It's become like a chore for a lot of people. All right, Plat, any other stuff besides Guild Wars?
All right, the second change, and this one's gonna.
Is this one spicy? Hold up, I have to close the record.
It's gonna make some people upset, I think. But
this is what we're waiting for, guys. All right, I might cut this out, but let's hear it.
I want to see meaningful balance changes where they actually take away and nerf things.
Oh, okay.
And I want them to do that with no reward. I don't want to see tickets.
Open
I don't
up
want to see
balance. Let's open up. How do we say this? Let's say balance changes should include nerfs without compensation, right? That's I think that's a good way to put it. Without compensation, meaning no like when they had to bug fix Zerato, for example, guys, they had to give out a free 4-star selector just because they knew it would be something as simple as like a bug fix that should just be devs should allow that in the game. They had to give a selector, so Platy saying
it's not unlawful.
Allow nerfs.
It's not unlawful or illegal. They do it all the time in other gachas and in other games, right? I wish they would take a more like. This is gonna be like not the best comparison, but like even though Summoner's War has terrible rates, right? Even though like it's very whale heavy, like I do think that they balance their RTA pretty well. There's a couple things like violent runes, taking extra turns, stuff like that, but they do balance their game really well, and they don't give you anything back when they nerf a unit. You don't get to select a new like a new MO5, a new LD5 when they nerf, like let's say they nerf I don't know, a unit that people would know from Summoners War, like a Tian Lang or something. Like if they nerf that unit and they give you another LD selector, you would just select the next best thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't.
I remember
like
we talked,
that.
dude. We talked about this like for like even a year ago when I first met you. Yeah,
And
so it's been a thing like that.
And I think like having also like I think the last balance patch was a really good step in the right direction.
So less stuff, yeah, compared to Cerise Landy. Is that what you're saying?
They didn't overbuff anything, but they made meaningful changes that made changes to the meta, but didn't like make a unit too strong. So
yeah, we can start
were usable, like Briseria, right? I think the Briseria buff was perfect.
Maybe so balance patches that are similar to our last, so less. Would we say like crazy buffs, like compared to the Cerise Landy, right? Is that what you're saying? How much they got?
So like smaller changes and then
smaller changes. Would you like to see those more consistent, though, or do you still want the 2-month schedule if there's smaller changes? Because if they're all really small and then we have to wait like 2+ months for every change, that might come. The biggest thing that I think was nice with the Cerise Landy, even if people say it was too much, it did shake up the meta, right? And that's partially why we're seeing so many meta shifts in season 3 when we're talking about the diversity. So I agree, like too much of that is bad, but if the changes are all really small and we have to wait 2 months, we might go into the habit again of like everyone just picks the same units because for those 2 months, you know, like it's kind of stale.
And I think maybe on a like maybe even every other month or like month and a half, right? Like just small changes, kind of like have some people look in like what the RTA meta is. And I'm not talking about like a challenger like level, like low champ level like meta, right? Because you can kind of get away with anything at those levels. And I'm not, so you're saying legend, I'm not trying to be rude, right? Like, I'm not trying to be
of course. This is, guys, this is his what he wants. High champion legend changes. So the one thing, Plat, is like, let's take the Flitica change for example, right? You would say when they gave Flitica the skill null plus, I can't remember what else they gave her, but that was like seen as really, really over the top and not needed, right?
Yeah, I would take the Cerise buffs are more recent, right? Like
sure, but just with my example of the Flitica, I think the main thing they added that was because in the time when players were pulling for her, if you weren't end game, you had a lot of issues just her being almost useless when she was up against things like SSB. So in your experience, you would like to see, because you're a hyper competitive player, you want changes to be for the top levels. Where does that leave, let's say, the players that don't, maybe they're like the Masters Challenger, PvE, should they have a separate balance patch thing, or how do we balance the two together?
Because like as someone who is master, as someone who's challenger, as someone who is like low champ that struggles once they make it, let's say, past like 2,200 points, like where legend cutoff would be right now. Like I think projective cutoff is like 4.5k, which is crazy. But like as those players like play, they're gonna hit like this wall anyways. And like even the lower ranks, like I think there just needs to be a more general understanding of like RTA as a mode, since there's no GVG, since arena is just like arena flag spamming and stuff like that. Like RTA is our in-game content, and it's
I think I agree with that.
when there's nothing else to play, and it's what you aspire to reach as an in-game player. But if you're not at the in-game level, the balance patch doesn't really pertain to you. Sure, it may help some of the units. Sure, you want to see some of your favorite units buffed, but it doesn't have to like completely shake up like what us legend like players are dealing with, right? Because sometimes if let's say they take Fire Haste, for example, right? And for whatever reason, like they give him like an AoE extinction. I'm not saying that would ever happen, right? But like they just do these absurd buffs that like make no sense, but it's because all these players who love Fire Haste that aren't competing at the higher levels want a Fire Haste buff. That affects it affects the top end so much where it's like almost harmful, right? And it doesn't help the new players get any higher in ranks. It doesn't help them climb any higher because they're still gapped by either not having enough units or not having enough gear. So, like, sure, they can have a really cool Fire Haste now, but it doesn't
It would hurt the overall end game.
Because the people that it's affecting, like, aren't even close to the same rank, right? They're not even close to the same gear level or the same like amount of time. Like I'm trying to say this without sounding like really mean, right? Because
no, it makes sense.
But I want them to enjoy playing the game. Sure, if you love Fire Haste, if you love like DJ Basar, if you love these units that aren't being used,
well, I think that's why they gave him the Golem stuff, because they didn't want him to be too oppressive in RTA, and then hopefully find a spot somewhere. It unfortunately didn't really pan out, but.
Another hot take. You can quote me on this, guys.
All right, Vlad, what third hot take?
I think they buffed haste because we will get a golem buff in the future, like in the near future.
There's a lot of evidence leaning towards that, yeah.
Because of the Carmen Rose specialty change and the haste buffs, leaning heavily towards golem. I actually think that golem sets or something with golem is going to get buffed.
Now that one, Plat, we don't have time to go in depth on that because we've been talking to death speed set compared to other sets and things like that, but yeah, we'll see what they come up with because I think the sets and gear balance is one of the next trickiest parts to consider for balance, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, Plat, that was definitely... I agree. I would like to see nerfs. I just think in this state of the game, with how things are going, Plat, we could almost go through another Epic 2.0 situation, wherever we had before. When if we look at the meta right now, you said RT is more fun than it's ever been. We got the auto tower and stuff.
I think RT is pretty balanced overall. There's a couple
so
I would make, but like
when we say most wanted feature, right? If we say this is your most wanted feature, I would say you would probably be okay with things for at least the near future staying the same as right now as we've been progressing. And then later down the line, if things truly get bad, then we start looking at, including nerfs. But I just think for now, in my opinion, I would like, guys, just for the record, if you want me to pick a spot, I also think the game will eventually need nerfs for sure. I share most of Platy's opinions on this, except for I want to find a balance between just the more I stream, I see a lot of players that don't really, there's a lot of players that are committed, but don't necessarily take RTA seriously. And it is true, it is the end game. But we never know if that might change in the future. So in my opinion, I think for now, let's keep things as we're going and then start keeping these in mind as we progress. If meta creep becomes too bad, if the balance patches become too oppressive, things like that, we might have to address nerfs in the future. Yeah, sorry, Plat, you were about to say something?
Was I?
Yeah, I think so. If not, hey, you gave a lot of takes, dude. I liked it.
No, I love just talking about the game, right? Like you asked me why I keep playing, like the community and just chatting about the game because I love the game, right? Like we all keep playing because we enjoy the game at some level, right? Like so, like even just talking about the game, it's just fun, right? Like I enjoy just chatting and like.
I think that goes back to it goes back to the community aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even when we're not playing, we're just talking. If we're playing other games, we're still talking E7 sometimes. I agree. That's good. So we'll see, guys. And that, remember that these takes were just kind of someone asked specifically, and he says he does talk about it on his stream. Which, by the way, guys, check him out. Red, can you go ahead and drop Platy's? How's that YouTube coming along, by the way?
I haven't posted a video in like 3 months.
All right.
I was gonna post another one after this. I'm probably just gonna post like my legend push recaps.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right, man. Well, guys, he definitely streams a lot, so check him out there. Red or Go will link it up. YouTube viewers, I'll put all this stuff in the description. And Plat, last comment?
Yeah, sub to Car 6, amazing guy. Like, honestly, like, such a focal point in the community.
Platy, they sub trolling us earlier. I had to turn off alerts for a second.
Nah,
no more.
Like, much love to I almost said Red because it's all red.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Screw Red. No, much love to you, Car. Like, your community, everything you do for E7, man. Like, I know we've been friends now for a while, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I said when I first met you, like, I learned a lot from watching Platy.
And yeah, like, when COVID's done, dude, I'm coming down to Texas, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Be ready.
I'm in Austin now, so we can get some barbecue.
Can I say hell? Heck yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Hey, Platy, thanks for joining us, guys. Check him out. And yeah, we'll talk soon, man. Much love, dude. Wow, some spice at the end. I loved it, guys.